Not long ago, ASAP Ministries entered a part of Western Myanmar with no Seventh-day Adventist presence. The villages here are mostly Buddhist, and there is frequent fighting between the Burmese army and an ethnic armed group that controls much of the territory in the region. This makes church planting difficult, but God is moving in the midst of these challenging circumstances. William Toon was the third ASAP missionary to work here. The first church planter had to flee to a safer location after only a few months because of the fighting. Then, the next church planter stayed for only 1 year until the local mission called him to a new assignment. But not before he had led 6 people to Christ and planted the first church in the area. William was selected to carry forward the work here because of his missionary spirit. His ability to speak the local language also makes it easier for him to move about freely and to fit in a place where outsiders are not as readily accepted. But his work nearly ended before he even got started. Not long after William's arrival, a group of Buddhist monks stirred up the people to rid their village of Christianity. They destroyed the local Baptist church, and they warned William and his little group of Adventist believers that their church would be next. William appealed to the village chief to intervene, and together they came back to the church building. An angry crowd gathered and began threatening William and his church members. They tried to intimidate the village chief to let them have their way. But to everyone's surprise, the village chief sided with the Christians. He questioned to the leaders of the mob, "If you destroy their church, how can we live together in peace?" And though they continued with their threats, the chief stood his ground, and eventually the crowd dispersed without harming the church. After this incident, William and the members of his church prayed and worked hard to build relationships with the villagers by meeting their needs. They opened a free 5-grade school and offered after-school tutoring. They also dug a well deep enough to provide clean water, even during the dry season. These acts of compassion began to soften the hearts of some of the villagers. Through William's simple, heartfelt care, the community slowly began to accept him. Za Mint, the father of a young man who was receiving tutoring, became friends with William and invited him to his home. As their friendship grew, Za Mint expressed interest in learning more about William's beliefs. As they studied, Za Mint soaked up every minute. And after 6 months of Bible studies, he was baptized and became one of the most active helpers in William's church plant, which has now grown to 12 baptized members. Isn't that amazing? Today, you may find yourself in a mission field that doesn't look too promising. Maybe you've been fervently praying for a loved one or a friend who seems far from returning to the Lord. Or maybe you're involved in a church that feels spiritually distant, where the passion for faith has faded. Whatever your situation may be, don't give up. I hope that William's experience of church planting in a territory that at first appeared most unpromising will inspire you to persevere. And remember the Apostle Paul's encouragement in Galatians 6, verse 9. Let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Will you join me in praying for ASAP missionaries like William? They need your intercession as they labor for the unreached in the dangerous and difficult places like Myanmar. If the Holy Spirit impresses you, I encourage you to also partner with ASAP Ministries to financially support the gospel work in Myanmar and other parts of Southeast Asia. Let's keep praying, keep believing, and keep serving. I believe a great harvest is just around the corner. Because Jesus is coming soon, now more than ever, mission matters.